Well, there is a spirit in the house. And with this spirit, by and through this spirit, anything can happen. Anything can happen in this energy, in this consciousness. I'd like for you to think about something that you would like to happen. Let's think on it. Let's think on something good that you would like to happen. And we're going to think of a problem next, but right now let's focus on a goal, an achievement, a breakthrough, an answered prayer. And then if there is a challenge, a difficulty, a sickness, an impasse in any way, think on it. And then know that in this energy, in this vibration, in this state of mind, in this consciousness, anything can happen. Know that we are in the agreement that something is happening right now. I want you to repeat 3 times with me. And don't run off with it. Let's say it with some feeling and some soul. I believe it is happening right now.
I believe it is happening right now.
I believe it is happening right now. Come on now. I believe it is happening right now. You see, the book says, it is done unto you as you believe. As you believe. We are believing right now. And as we are believing, something is happening in your consciousness, in your awareness of being. Something is happening, and that is doing it is God. Is that divine intelligence working like a virus detector in your mind, just going through it. It knows the system because it created the system. So who would you call to solve the problem except the one who made it? Am I right? So if you believe that something is happening right now, that healing is happening right now, that your mind is being programmed to leave out of this place with an innate GPS system, just guiding you, guarding, directing, and protecting you, it is done unto you as you believe. My topic is absent from the body and present with the Lord. We are continuing to go deeper and deeper in the understanding of this affirmation every day, in every way. I am getting better and better. Particularly today when we're going to do it by explaining to you what prayer is. And in another way, other than what we've been doing before. So my subtopic, it could be defining answered prayer. Defining answered prayer. Well, you have a pass out, and I'm going to refer to it. Before I do, I'd like to ask you, I'm asking you to bring your demonstrations and testimonies and notes of change that's happening in your life. Just give it to me if you printed out and brought it, and I'd like to collect them and share them. I will not read your name when I do share them, but it's for the purpose of sharing them. And you can just email me. My email information is at the bottom of the pass out. But let me share this one. I shared some last week. This is only one because it's a little lengthy. Most recent, now, this is from somebody who attends the Sunday or attends the Tuesday, people in our family. She said, most recently I had an opportunity to demonstrate what I know to be true in a very concrete way. In February of this year, I was in an auto and she quote incident rather than call it accident, because her evolved state of consciousness. I was in an auto incident that badly damaged my car that is very old. The other driver who caused the collision denied responsibility. Can you imagine being in a situation like that? This incident resulted in a whirlwind of events, including doctor visits, car rental, a lawyer, insurance company's investigation. My attorney told me it would take at least 3 months before the case would be settled. I had been visioning for a new car, but I didn't expect it to come this way. In the meanwhile, I had to have my car patched together as temporary transportation. Knowing that God loves me and always with me, I called this happening an incident, not an accident, not wanting to engage the idea of somehow this not being for my higher good. There were moments, however, that my understanding was challenged. There were no witnesses, so it was my word against the other driver. Every time my mind reverted to the incident, I managed to draw my attention away, although the suspense of the outcome was glaring. I'll reread that. I managed to draw my attention away. That's what I'm talking about today. And that's what she has been experiencing in the combination of the Tuesday workshops and the Sunday talks for several months. So she's putting it into practice. I frequently meditated to calm myself. During meditations, Spirit told me to practice imagining the outcome I wanted. That's what she was learning here on Sundays and in the Tuesday workshops. Imagining the outcome that you want. Turn your attention away from the problem. That's what I'm talking on today. Okay, I was next inspired to write a letter. This is in Quimby's writings. He taught us how to revise the past. She said, I was next inspired to write a letter from the other insurance company to myself, informing me that the case was resolved in my favor. I wrote 2 such letters and read them frequently, and I allowed myself to feel the joy of divine right action taking place. I refused to entertain a lesser outcome. 3 months later, my attorney informed me that the other driver's insurance found the case in my favor. The other driver's insurance company found the case in my favor since their client refused to take a lie detector test. They agreed to pay for all injuries and damages. God has ways we know not of. Well, that's what I want to talk about. Absent from the body and present with the Lord. In your passage, I said, answered prayer is, now this is what answered prayer is. I'm going to read it and ask you to read it with me again. Answered prayer is to be absent from the body and present with the Lord. To be absent from the problem is to be present with the solution. That's the translation of that. The translation of the first line is this. To be absent from the problem is to be present with the solution. Well, let's go back to school. We learned that 2 things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. 2 things cannot occupy the same state of mind at the same time. You got to be with the body or not. You got to be with the Lord or not. You have to be with the solution. You can't be in both. You can't be in sickness and health at the same time. You can't be in wealth and encouragement at the same time. You can't be in happy and sad at the same time. 2 things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. You got to be one or the other. Okay? The law of metaphysics is equal to that. 2 thoughts. Negative thought and a positive thought can't be there. Faith and fear can't. One or the other. Absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So that's why we use the affirmation every day in every way. I am getting better and better. You've already affirmed and declared, stated, believed, said that it's already done. That's true. God's work is finished. That's true. The problem is not with God. The problem is with my ego mind. So every day and every way I am getting better and better keeps me in the solution, keeps me in that heavenly body, you know, because I can't be in two places at the same time. So while I'm struggling and while I'm dealing with this impasse, you know, the affirmation every day and every way I'm getting better and better keeps me suspended, holding me in that workshop, in that laboratory of God's mind, while my work is going, God's work is finished. Are you following me? Mm-hmm. Well then, in your pass out, we are reviewing something that we've already covered. Do you see that? What is it that we've already covered here several times? The formula, right? The formula that is found in Leviticus chapter 14, verses 4 through 8. I'm just going to read it again for your review. And tied in here now with being absent from the body and present with the Lord. It says, and this is a formula for, in Neville's writing, he says, a cure for anything, everything. It doesn't matter. For demonstrating, for changing things in your life, for correcting things in your life, reversing, canceling out. It doesn't matter, producing or canceling out. He says, here's the formula. Then shall the priest command to take for him, that is to be cleansed, 2 birds alive and clean. And the priest shall command that one of the birds, what? As for the living bird, he shall take it and shall dip it in the blood of the bird that was killed. And he shall sprinkle upon him, that is to be cleansed, from the leprosy 7 times, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose into the open field, and he shall be clean. All right. So your consciousness is the I am here, and the leper or the leprosy represent any condition that you feel that is incurable, insurmountable, you know, impossible to man. Leprosy represents those kinds of situations. And the problem, your present concept of yourself is the bird that is to be killed. That's the problem. You got 2 birds. One bird represents the problem, and the other bird represents the solution. So the bird that is to be killed, the solution of the problem is what you desire to be. That's the living bird. So right now you think about what you desire to be. That's the living bird, but the first bird has to be killed. And in that simultaneous action, the living bird is free. Turn your attention away from your problem and place it upon that which you desire to express. You can't be thinking of having it and not having it at the same time. You can't be thinking of going and staying at the same time. You can't be thinking of sickness and health at the same time. You can't be thinking of wealth and broke at the same time. You are that which you desire to be. Your mind is still in the belief that it is so. Living in this fixed attitude of mind, living in the consciousness that you are now that which you formerly desired to be, is the bird in flight, unconstrained by the limitations of the past, and moving toward the embodiment of your desire. I want to know what you're thinking about right now. I want you to get involved in this. Practice it right now. Not listen and go practice it when you leave here. See, I said in the beginning, I believe that it is happening right now. That shift in consciousness can happen in this moment. Of course, the Miracles defines a miracle as a shift in your perception, a shift in your thinking, a shift in your understanding. That doesn't have to happen after you go listen to the CD later. That happens right now in this very moment. Going on from your reading, it says, so turning your attention away from the problem, you do what? You extract the blood from the bird, from the first bird, which is your problem. Your consciousness is the blood, which makes all states living reality. Taking your attention from the problem drains the blood from the problem. And what sustains the sickness is your attention on it. What sustains the problem in the employment is your attention on it. What sustains the failure in businesses and broken relationships is your attention is on it. And when you take your attention from it, you're draining the blood from it, and it has to what? Die. But something happens in that dying. In that same moment, in that same instant of dying, there's a resurrection. And what is resurrected is your desire. The thing that you're working on, your goal, your help, the opposite of the problem. It induces. Because every problem produces its own solution. Come on, say it. Every problem produces its own solution. Once more. Every problem produces its own solution. Once more. Every problem produces its own solution. What do you think happens when a person lies down and closes his eyes and there's no breath there anymore? In the twinkling of an eye, there's a shift. There's a change. There's a transition. There's a transformation from life to another expression of life. And the same it is with healing. As soon as in the moment that the sickness is gone, health expresses itself. In the moment the thought of impoverishment is healed, prosperity and abundance expresses itself instantaneously. Two things can occupy the same space at the same time. The law of metaphysics is equal to their two thoughts, one or the other. Removing your attention from any given state, you have drained the lifeblood from that state. You kill or eliminate the first bird by removing your attention from it. My topic is absent from the body and present with the Lord. And the subtopic under that is defining answered prayer. I'm telling you what answered prayer is. I already told you about 10 times already, but we're going to make it plain. Let's look at some scriptures. I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I.
Amen.
You've heard that, right?
Amen.
Well, you haven't heard this. You are one with your present conception of yourself, is what that means. I and my Father are one. That means I and my creative thought about this sickness, name what it is. I and my creative thought about this success in this business, whatever it is, are one. Are one. But you are greater than that which you are at present aware of being. But you're greater than that. But you are. Another aspect of you is greater than that. I and my Father are one. But my Father is greater than I. I of myself can do what? Nothing. But the Father within me, He doeth work. I, among here, objective consciousness, of myself can do nothing. But the Father, which is my subconscious mind, He does the work. That's what that's saying. My Father within me. So the subconscious is that in which everything is known, in which everything is possible, to which everything goes, from which everything comes, which belongs to all, to which all have access. So we're talking about the subconscious mind. That's the Father within. We're talking about the power of that subconscious mind that everybody has equal access to. So in your pass out, quickly reading, I'm going to paraphrase this, what's being said here for the sake of time and how much I have to share with you. It's talking about auto-suggestion. This has been read to you several times, right? Yeah. Several Sundays. So I don't need to read that, I will tell you. Just remind you. It's talking about the power of suggestion and auto-suggestion. And it's talking about through the conscious mind in your prayer life, or whatever you're desiring and dreaming of, fantasizing for, wanting to heal or change, that's a suggestion. That's what you want. But yet one has to be transformed into auto-suggestion, meaning that from the conscious mind, it has to go to the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is going to accept it and receive it according to your belief. It is done to you as you believe. And according to your acceptance. If you accept it, if you believe it, if you want it, and no matter how bad it's going to be for you, If it believes that you want it, and it is something that can't happen within natural law, you're going to have it. It's going to happen. That's called the agreement. When the head and the heart agree, the conscious and the subconscious agree. When that agreement is there, it's going to be expressed. Now, how it is going to be expressed, you have no idea and no need to know. But it will express itself without conditions, without any condition of your preparation, without any condition of your ability or inability or disability or whatever. It will find a way to express itself. So he says here that there are two words that we have to be careful about, and those words are suggestion and auto-suggestion. A little further down in your reading. Suggestion does not indeed exist by itself. It does not and cannot exist except by transforming itself into auto-suggestion in the mind of the person. Remember? So this may be defined as implanting an idea in oneself by oneself. You may make a suggestion to someone, but if this person's unconscious does not accept the suggestion, you make a conscious mind may make a suggestion to the unconscious mind, but if the unconscious mind does not accept it, if it has not, as it were, digested it in order to transform it into auto-suggestion, there will be no results. There will be no results. Read this next. Is this in your paper where it says answer prayer is? Do you have that? Let's read what it says. To be absent from the body and present with the Lord. And next, to be absent from the problem is to be present with the solution. Let's think about prayer then. Whatsoever things you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them and you shall have them. Well, what did we just say? If that suggestion is not transformed into auto-suggestion, then there will be no results. And what else did we say? So then what we're saying here is that we have the natural body and we have the spirit. In the natural body, we have the problem. In the spiritual body, we have the solution or the answer. Right? So all of your present beliefs, fears, and limitations are weights that bind you to your present level of consciousness. So what we're going to think about right now, let's think about problems that we're having in our life. Let's think about something that is holding us back. Let's think about hatred. Let's think about unforgiveness. Let's think about any of these things. Those are weights that are holding you in body consciousness. But at the same time, you're praying for an answer, a solution. You're praying, you don't know what's stopping this prayer. Last week we called it spiritual indigestion, right? To be absent from the body, to be absent from your problems, is to be present in the answer. So then what that says that we're going to have to let some things go. What that says is that we have to do some, in general, universal forgiveness. Am I right? What that means is that we're going to have to accept some universal forgiveness. What it means is that we're going to have to study the definition of insanity. We keep on doing the same old thing the same old way and expect different results. Two things can occupy the same place at the same time. We want the answer, but we don't want to pay the price. What we want is that we want God to perform a miracle. God don't do no miracles like that. That is a twisted definition of miracles. You want God to do something out of the order of law. Am I right? Well, you know people like that. You don't get something for nothing. You got to give up something to get something. You have to give up. It tells you right here in just a minute. If you would, here it is, if you would transcend this level, what level? The level that you're experiencing now of an impasse, a difficulty, a sickness, a ism, and a itis, and all that level. If you would transcend this level, you must leave behind all that is now your present self, your present conception of yourself. That's the body. Absent from the body and present with the Lord. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. To be absent from the problem is to be in the solution. Oh, you got it by now. I've been repeating this stuff over and over and over, just different ways. Have you caught it yet?
Yeah.
To do this, you take your attention away from all that is now your problem or limitation and dwell upon just being. That's meditation. That's what you do at night before you fall asleep. That's when you use every day in every way. I am getting better and better. Every time you're trying to work through a healing in a relationship and the old script keeps coming up, you know, as soon as it starts coming to you like every day in every way, I am getting better and better. And every time you're has an exchange with a person that you're having an impasse with or a problem with, and while the person is yet speaking, you are hearing what the person is not saying. What is the person not saying every day in every way? I am getting better. You hear what you want to hear. Am I right? Am I right? And the same thing is with sickness. You know, the pain can be there. But through the pain, you say every day in every way, I am getting better and better, and listen for what the pain is saying to you. The pain will speak. You extrapolate that and apply the same principle to every other thing. That's how you turn your attention. You have to be absent from the body to be, in order to be present with the Lord. You can't be in two places at the same time. Your thought can't be two places at the same time. One or the other. Absent from the body and present with the Lord. This is to say, you silently but feeling say to yourself, I am. Do not condition this awareness. In other words, stay out of God's business on how this thing is going to come about.
Amen. Amen.
All right. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. How many times have you heard this all your church life, but never knew what it meant until today? Because the preacher is in the house. You never understood this. I don't care where you've been, what you read. You never understood it until today. Here it is. In the beginning was what? The Word. And the Word was God. And the Word was God. Okay. In the beginning, there is a divine urge. This is not my stuff. This is Neville's stuff. My teaching. In the beginning of a divine urge, that's the word. The word is the desire swimming around in your consciousness, seeking embodiment. The urge of itself has no reality, for I am, or the awareness of being, is the only reality. Now, things live. Before I go there, let me go back to this urge. I ask you to think about some things. One pressing thing that you want to create in your life. You're trying to produce. You're trying to free yourself to experience more, better employment, career achievement, degree, and all of this good stuff. And at the same time, a healing in some condition, situation, that's going to be free from whatever it is. You know what that is? That's a divine urge. That is the divine, that's the word. In the beginning was the word, and the word was God. You got to start off right to end up right. That's the beginning. You got to start off believing and thinking and understanding what this is saying. I was going to explain it. Follow me. It is the beginning of an urge, a desire. The word is the desire swimming around in your consciousness. It is the desire. Whatever your prayer request is, it comes from God. God initiated. Where do you think you got the thought from? You thought about it? That's the word. That's a divine desire. The word or desire must be fixed or united with consciousness. The awareness becomes aware of being the thing desired. The awareness becomes aware of being the thing desired. Now, what you do then is that you got to work on being If you can't work on, if you're not being that thing, that desire, that urge, then work on becoming it. Be it, or start working on becoming it. And you got to work on becoming it until you can get into the fullness and the completion of it. And feeling is the secret. And feel like it's already done. Feel like you already have it. Feel like you're already healed. Feel like you're cashing a check. Feel like you're walking into the new house. Feel that she can't be found no more. He done left her. Finally. Your problem is gone. Whatever it is. Do you see what I'm saying? You got to feel like it's already done. The awareness becomes aware of being the thing desired. Two shall agree as touching anything, and it shall be established on earth. That's an agreement. But it says two shall agree. The agreement is the head and the heart. The agreement is the conscious and the subconscious mind. Now, if it is a state of health that you're desiring of attaining, before you have any evidence of health in your work, you begin to feel yourself to be healthy. If you're lonely, I say, if you want a long, oversized clothes, go to sleep with it next to you. Just roll over and throw your arms around. Feel like you're not sleeping alone if that's what you want. Now, on the other hand, if you want to be alone, then take the pillow off. Feel like you're by yourself. And as long as you feel like you're by yourself, you'll be by yourself. Feeling is, it works either way. It says whatever, didn't it? Whatever things you desire when you pray, not what somebody else wants for you or see for you, whatever you want and what you see. And then it says, in the very second, the feeling of I am healthy or I am that is attained, the two have agreed. That's what where two or more touch and agree is right there. The two have agreed. Okay. Now, when this expansion of consciousness is attained, says Neville, then within this formless deep of yourself, give form to the new conception by feeling yourself to be that which you desire to be. You will find within this deep of yourself all things to be divinely possible. Everything in the world which you can conceive of being is to you within this present formless awareness a most natural attainment. Now, coming to the close. This is hot stuff. This is drop the mic stuff. Yes. The invitation given us in scriptures is this: to be absent from the body and be present with the Lord. Except, which means, except you leave behind you your present conception. All right, you walked in here. The person behind you. The person behind you coming in here had a problem. Something they've been working on for a long time. Something that if it can drop off right now, they would shout hallelujah. That's your present conception of yourself. That's the conception of yourself that you're holding in mind, and it is a weight. It's a weight, weighing you down into that body consciousness. That's a weight. Except you leave behind. So what you want to do is visualize, using your imagination, that when you stand up off this seat, when I walk down here off these stairs, and when I see myself, when I walk through those double doors, I'm leaving that old self behind. And instantaneously, simultaneously, you're walking out in a new body, in a new spiritual body, in a new state of mind, a new state of being. But how do you hold on to it every day and every way I am? Oh, you know that word, every day and every way I am. But you still got to every day and I am. But he's going to be there when I get on every day and every way I am getting better. Judge not according to appearances, but judge you righteous judgment. You see what you want to see. You hear what you want to hear. You can't hear two things at the same time. You can't see two things at the same time. See what you want to see. Hear what you want to hear. Feel what you want to feel. You're in control.
Yay, Bob.
Oh, yeah. The invitation to be absent from the body and present with the Lord, except you leave behind you your present conception of yourself and assume the nature of the new birth, you will continue to outpitch it that same old mess. And the same old problem. And the same old difficulty. And the same old this and the same old that. The only way to change your expression of life is to change your consciousness. Man's world in its every detail is his consciousness outpictured. That is why you got to leave some people alone. I'm going to say it again. It's not your problem. And that you can't change. Okay, let's say it. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You can't even take your present thoughts into the new consciousness, and you got a bucket load of other people's stuff. And trying to heal yourself. I had a need for a healing just recently, and I decided I'm working on it right now. That's what I said. I said, no, I'm not dealing with this right now until I do something first. Amen. So you know what you need to do first. You know what you keep, why this is not going to work until you do something first. There's something you got to get rid of first. There's something that you got to stop doing first. There's a natural law. There's a spiritual law, but you wanted to work outside of this law and make you an exception. You cannot be an exception to the law. You got to get rid of something. You got to stop doing something in order for it to work. You can't keep putting stuff on the table. Don't give an extra $100 to the offering. It might bribe the preacher, but you ain't bribing God. The revelation will bring the knowledge that this revelation will bring the knowledge that I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I am. You are one with your present conception of yourself, but you're greater than that which you are at present aware of being. Even though that might be going on, there's a part of you that is greater than that. And that's that spiritual self, that spiritual body. That subconscious part of you is greater than that even. So here's the answer. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. How many of you heard that before? Yes. Well, you did never hear it the right way until today. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hears my voice and open the door, I will come in and sup with him, and he with me. The I that is knocking at the door is what? The divine urge. See, the prayer request, the thing that you're asking for, the thing that you want to attract and get rid of is the divine urge that's knocking at the door of your consciousness saying, let me in. And many people don't open the door to let him in because he's afraid of the answer. Afraid of what is required of you in order for the answer to manifest. I cannot rise to the level of the task, to the magnitude of the task. I'm not ready, but you're in denial. You're asking for it, and you're not ready at the same time. Two things can occupy the same place in the reading. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear what I just said? It's knocking at the door. The answer, the healing is knocking at the door to express itself. But something is stopping. There's an impasse. There's spiritual indigestion. I'm not deserving. I'm not ready yet. You're not ready. The door is your consciousness. To open this door is to become one with that which is knocking. Are you ready to become one with the thing? By feeling oneself to be the thing desired. To feel one's desire as impossible is to shut the door. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. Some people don't answer that door. Then there are those who shut the door and still want an answer. Conflict. Spiritual indigestion is what we talked about last week. To feel one's desires impossible is to shut the door or deny this urge expression. To rise in consciousness to the naturalness of the thing felt is to swing the door open and invite this one into embodiment. What we're going to do is stand. If you don't feel comfortable with standing, just remain where you are. And we're just going to pray through it. Remember what we talked about. Remember the idea. Remember the theme, remember the concept. And we started off by affirming together, and I want you to say it with me 3 times. I believe.
I believe.
It is happening.
It is happening.
Right now.
Right now.
Let's say it again.
I believe it is happening right now.
Once more.
I believe it is happening right now.
Once more.
I believe it is happening right now.
Be still. What is happening right now? I am hearing in my mind. You're hearing in your mind. A knock. A knock. A knock on the door of your consciousness. And it is your prayer request. It is the thing that you want to express in your life in the form of whatever it is, because the scripture says, whatever you ask for. Believe now that you receive and you shall have it. And so what is happening right now is that you are actively believing. And now we know, you know, I know we're in agreement. It is done unto you as you believe. Now for some, there might be some doubt, some unbelief, but God got you covered. Because in the scripture, he says for you to say, Lord, heal thine mine unbelief. Let's say it. Lord, heal thine mine unbelief. Once more. Lord, heal thine mine unbelief. And once more. Lord, heal thine mine unbelief. And know that something is happening right now. God's ways are beyond finding. How does God do that? I don't know. I don't need to know. I know that the promise is that if you ask, he will answer. He'll give you what you ask for. So know that all unbelief and doubt and worry has been healed. And you feel yourself every moment by moment, that you're getting better and better. And so you're about to step over the divide between that earthly body into the spiritual body right here and now. It is done in the twinkling of an eye. Just a breath away. So you're going to inhale and exhale. And on the exhale, it's going to be a spiritual step. Out of the old consciousness, out of the old problem consciousness, out of the old impasse, out of the old impossibility, into the new awareness, into the new state of mind of being that thing that you desire to be. And we're going to walk out of here in that consciousness, in that new birth. And we're going to use the affirmation every day and every way. I'm getting better and better to stay anchored in that which is happening and has happened in this space and time, right here and now. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, breathe in and hold that breath. Breathe in, hold that breath. And before you breathe in the third time, inhale and exhale, just know that something has happened. It's done unto you as you believe. And as you breathe in and breathe out this time, you know that you're spiritually raising your leg to take a step. And then see yourself turning to walk out of this door, but see yourself going out not the way you came in. Breathe in, breathe out, and that's the spiritual step. Stepping out of the old body consciousness into the new body consciousness. And knowing that it is done, we're going to seal it with the affirmation every day. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Once more. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. And so